Liverpool have Youri Tielemans on their radar after Thiago injury. Arsenal have struggled all summer to sign Youri Tielemans from Leicester City but have been unsuccessful to this point. Liverpool could enter the race after Thiago's injury at Craven Cottage in the Premier League's opening game. Thiago has been confirmed to be off the field for up to 6 weeks due to a hamstring injury following his misadventures against Fulham last week. It has been reported that Liverpool will only become a midfielder if they believe he is a player they absolutely want as part of the midfield's long-term evolution. The question is whether Youri Tielemans is a player that Liverpool describes as fit for account and fit for midfield development. Still only 25 years old, Tielemans is definitely young enough to fit the age profile. Arsenal had a hard time convincing a player like Youri Tielemans to move from Leicester City because the Belgian's desire to play in the Champions League comes to the fore. No surprise after finishing 5th in a row for Leicester City in 2020 to 2021. If Liverpool decides to race for him and can afford to pay the price tag of a good player like Tielemans, then it will be clear that Liverpool will retain the advantage with the promise of Champions League football. Tielemans is a midfielder who plays with dynamism and skill. His dribbling ability and ability to move the ball forward can make up for what he lacks in the team. He is a very suitable player especially for Jürgen Klopp's gegenpress. His defensive moves are on point and he is a midfielder who can push the team to the attack with the balls he grabs and helps to counter-attack. It can completely make up for Liverpool's lack in this respect. Real Madrid is interested in the player, but Liverpool has no intention of taking a hit this time. Klopp can change his system. Liverpool has a bright new midfielder on the city's agenda right now. As Thiago Alcantara is targeted to spend the next 6 weeks on the treatment table, fans suggest that at least one supplement is necessary before the end of the window. In the Premier League, transfers are often seen as the only solution. The vast majority of clubs are more than willing to sign players on long-term contracts as a way of solving only a short-term problem. Liverpool has proven to be different in recent years. The Reds are determined to buy players with tomorrow in mind, and their approach has protected the club from making a market mistake. At his post-match press conference Saturday afternoon, Jürgen Klopp said, "Look, transfer should make sense now and in the long run. We have midfielders, we still have enough midfielders, we're not short of midfielders, just some of them are injured. There are ways to deal with the loss of a key player, and the answer doesn't always have to revolve around the signature of a substitute." Many fans seem to overlook the possibility that Klopp will change the system to make up for Thiago's loss, with 4-2-3-1 perhaps more applicable to Liverpool's squad than ever before. Klopp's preferred form in Borussia Dortmund includes 2 midfielders instead of 1. Fabinho and Jordan Henderson thrive as a couple in the middle of the park, while Curtis Jones and Naby Keita's forms are in full swing. As Reds captain Henderson struggles to lead the team in his usual role against Fulham over the weekend, there is mounting evidence of his suitability to be cast as number 6 rather than number 8. If he takes the field as part of a 2-man matchup, the England star can be free to use his strengths by letting his teammates shine, rather than being expected to create tight spaces and escape in the final 3. Coming to the offensive midfield in front of them, Klopp has a number of 10 options at his disposal, from Roberto Firmino to Fabio Carvalho to Harvey Elliott. Any of the Liverpool trio can play a role between the lines, while Darwin Nunez can shape the forward line as the team's striker. The Uruguayan has made an outstanding impression in each of the last 2 games, where he started on the bench and was later included in the game. He scored 2 goals and recorded an assist in just 72 minutes against Manchester City and Fulham. He looks more than ready to start, and his tendency to linger on his opponent's shoulders promises to expand the defense and create space for those who take the number 10 role behind him. Calls for Klopp to use 4-2-3-1 have existed since his appointment in October 2015, but a temporary change makes a lot of sense as the midfield department is currently outnumbered. Do you think Klopp should go back to 4.2, 3.1? Barcelona agreed to a fee of €50.60 million for the player of Manchester City. Could this help Liverpool win the title? According to the latest reports, Barcelona's long-term interest in Bernardo Silva is finally set to come to fruition. Manchester City's loss of one of their key players who can play multiple positions could weaken them this season. Could the sale of Silva be a major factor in the Premier League title race? We believe so. While Silva has always been a fan of joining Barcelona, according to Romano, the club has put up an offer of around 50-60 million euros. However, the transfer legend will likely continue due to Barcelona's huge financial problems. It will also be a long process, given the situation where Frenkie de Jong is unsure whether the club will continue. According to Spanish sources, the player is ready to reduce his salary to go to Barcelona. Could this change the championship race? The title race has swung back and forth between Liverpool and Manchester City in recent years, and it looks like this year will be no different, despite Liverpool's opening game draw against Fulham. With the signing of Erling Haaland, City look set to dominate the league once again, but the potential loss of Silva, a key player for them over the past 5 years, could give Liverpool an edge. Without Silva, City would lose a top-notch player who knows the system and the roster and can play both on the wing and on the fake nine. Unless someone replaces him, City will lose around 15 to 25 goal contributions this year. It may leave them a little exposed as the season progresses. Spanish wing to Liverpool. Liverpool have been interested in Spanish international and Villarreal winger Youri Tielemans for some time now, and the latest news is intriguing. The Reds and Arsenal are preparing to bid to sign the 19-year-old playmaker, Spanish media reported today. The players' club thinks that an offer will come soon. Spanish news sources stated that they expect a £34 million bid to be made by either Liverpool or Gunners for the valuable assets of the El Madrigal team. Such an offer would solve the La Liga club's economic problems, as it would be one of the highest signings in the club's history. Villarreal has faced situations like this before, and the Madrid-based outlet claims they'll let Pino make the final decision. In 2011, Malaga and Santi Cazorla agreed on a €21 million deal, and last year a €50 million offer was accepted for Pau Torres from Tottenham. The difference was that Cazorla decided to leave, while Torres chose to stay and play in the Champions League. As such, a £34 million offer from Liverpool or Arsenal will reportedly be accepted, with the young winger deciding whether he wants to leave or stay. Liverpool lack depth in their large offensive positions, as there are no one good enough for Mohamed Salah and Luis Diaz. Against Fulham, in the second half, the Colombian player was naturally replaced by a central offensive midfielder, Fabio Carvalho. Pino is primarily a right winger, but can also play effectively on the left wing and even as a secondary forward. Under the guidance of Unai Emery in the 2021-2022 season, the young player directly contributed to 11 goals by making 7 goals and 4 assists in all competitions. Last season, he took part in the Champions League for the first time in his career, and unlike Arsenal, Liverpool could offer him a chance to play in Europe's elite competition this season. Do you think the Reds should act to get Youri Tielemans' autograph?